Right guys, Dave Jenvey here. What am I talking about today? Today I'm talking about boxing. My favourite sport. I do like football, soccer to the American. Any Americans listening? I do like football. You've seen me with a golf ball. I was very good at football. Juggling a golf ball on my feet like that. 155 juggles with a golf ball. I think I'm the world record holder of juggling a golf ball on my feet. There ain't many lads out there who play football on the regular, probably play it every week and juggle a golf ball as many times as that, so I was pretty good at football, but my favourite sport is boxing, by far. I'm going to talk boxing. Checking my weight, what's my weight? Because I told you when I get to 120 kg, I'm going to be calling out people like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Joe Joyce possibly, for sparring. You know, Daniel Dubois, another guy, another British guy, another good heavyweight. And call him out for sparring. So what's the weight at the minute? Let's have a look. What's Jenvey's weight? There's my scale. 117, almost 170. You see that? 116.9. Don't know if you can see it. This scale has been verified by another. It says brand new scale. I only just bought it off Amazon. So 116.9. That's heavy. That is. That's a heavy weight. Okay, so 116.9 times 2.2, because it's 2.2 pounds to every kilo. 257 pounds. That's what I weigh. You divide that by 14, gives you 18.3 stone, 18.37 stone. I'm a heavy bloke. And I'm lean, I'm pretty lean, I'm pretty tough, pretty lean. There ain't much fat on me, there ain't much fat there. There ain't much. Not much fat on me at all. I train hard. And I'm looking to get my weight up a bit more. 120 kilos, taking a while now to get that last few kilos. Training hard though, I've got my weights. Got some weights over there. I do a lot of, cardio and stuff like that. And I enjoy training. We're going to talk boxing. Because boxing is a sport I know a lot about. I know a lot about boxing history. I'll just turn off this. This is my dehumidifier. You need one of these in your house, by the way. Every house should have one of these. If you've got damp issues in your house, that's where you need a dehumidifier. But anyway, talk about that in another video maybe. Boxing. A sport that's very close to my heart. I love it. I love the sport of boxing. And I've done for a long time. But the thing is, it's a sport that's not managed very well by the people who run that sport. So it's not managed very well. No, it isn't. Tyson Fury recently fought a guy called Francis Ngannou or something like Ngannou, right? And apparently it's a pretty competitive fight. And Ngannou, who hadn't had any professional boxing fights, but had done MMA. He had experience as a mixed martial artist, so he had done fighting. Did really well against Tyson Fury, from what I've heard from the reports on the fight. And it's a fight I'd like to watch. I'd really like to watch it because I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury, and I'd like to see this fight. Now on YouTube at the minute they've got the fight highlights, and there's a few pirate versions of the fight that just look terrible that I'm not interested in watching, with all funny camera angles, and it just looks ridiculous. I would like to watch the fight, right? I'd love to watch it, and I've been trying to find the fight to pay for it, to watch the fight as a one-off, just pay as a one-off fee to watch that fight. I can afford it, and my oil investments are doing well. Have you noticed that war? There's a war, isn't there? Hamas in Israel. It's kicking off in the Middle East. Funny timing that, isn't it? Isn't the timing funny? Just as oil needed a kick up the arse to make its price go up again, it kicks off in the Middle East. Funny that. Told you where to put your money. Put it in crude oil. You'll make loads. But anyway, so I've got enough money to afford this fight, right? And I can't find it. There's subscription things like dancing. You've got to subscribe. I don't want to subscribe paying a monthly fee. I just want to pay a one-off fee for the fight. Now on YouTube, currently Hollywood, the Hollywood film industry, what they do is they'll put a film, one of their films, say they make a new film that everyone wants to see or whatever, they'll put it on YouTube, and they'll also put it on Amazon's film streaming service, where what you can do is either rent the film, pay a little bit of money to YouTube or to Amazon to rent the film for 48 hours, or you can actually buy the film outright, so you can just watch it as many times as you want, and you kind of own the film. Yeah, you just have to go onto YouTube to watch it. Why doesn't the boxing industry do that with their fights, their big fights? Say, I don't know, John Taylor Wilder, Anthony Joshua's coming up. Why isn't that fight being able to? Why can I not have a situation where I can just go on YouTube, pay a one-off fee to either rent the fight or buy the fight? Just like you can with films, with Hollywood films. You do the exact same thing with Hollywood films. There's a big Hollywood film, I want to see it, right, and go on YouTube, can pay, after it's been in the cinemas, it's been in the cinemas, and then I can go on YouTube, pay a one-off fee to watch that film. Rent it or buy it. Why can't I do the same thing? There is the fight highlights on YouTube for free of that fight, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the fight highlights. I want to watch the full fight with all the, the good coverage, not these little crappy pirate versions that are rubbish. And the thing is, Tyson Fury, if they did that, Frank Warren, Tyson Fury, guys like Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, they'd all make loads more money, because more people be willing to pay for it. The other thing they need to do in boxing to sort it out is a big fight like Tyson Fury. So that's one thing they need to do. That's how they need to do that. They need to sort it out, because I can't get this fight and I really want to. The other thing they need to do is they need to have big fights on at a set time. For example, what they normally have at the minute is they'll have an undercard of fights. They'll have undercard of fights, and then they'll have the big fight. But you never know what time the big fight's going to start. The big Tyson Fury, whatever, Tyson Fury versus Usyk, say. You never know what time it's going to start, because you've got an undercard of fights before it, and you don't know how long those fights are going to last, because it might be that you have 3 first-round knockouts on the undercard. Or maybe they go the distance. Maybe all those fights go the distance. You never know what time the actual big fight that everyone wants to watch is going to start. So what do? They put the big fight on first, and then they have the undercard as the overcard. So you watch your big fight, right? Tyson Fury versus Usyk, and then that starts at 8 o'clock. You know exactly what time it's going to start. The ring walks are going to start, and then after it, you have the overcard, where it's just, it's other fights that aren't as big fights. And if you want to watch them, you can, but if you're not interested, you don't have to. You know what I mean? And when you buy the fight on YouTube, you get them. You buy the, say, Tyson Fury Usyk fight on YouTube, you get them overcard fights as well if you want to watch them. Here's something else they could do in boxing. Here's another great idea. Say you're someone who actually wants to go to watch the fight at the arena where it's at. What they need to do is they need to have a situation where, to keep the crowd entertained, they need to have like a stage with music. So you've got the ring, like obviously that's the centerpiece of the arena. But maybe there's a small stage with some, I don't know, some heavy metal band or something to keep the crowd entertained, some music or something to keep the crowd entertained before the fights start. And then as soon as it hits 8 o'clock, that's when Tyson Fury is coming out to fight Usyk. 8 o'clock, bang, the music finishes and the fight starts. That's the way it should be done. Other thing they could do with boxing, I've got loads of ideas for boxing to sort it out. The other thing they could do, have the pre-analysis the day before. Make a big show like Tyson Fury Usyk, a 3-day event. So they have the day before, hour long of pre-analysis. I think they do this anyway, really. Then you have the fight, and then the day after have the post-analysis. That'd make it way better. They need to do this. Boxing's a sport that has the potential to be it already is a massive sport. There's the potential to be just blow all the other sports out of the water if it's managed correctly, and if it's promoted correctly, and if it's marketed correctly. At the moment, I don't feel it is, because a big fight, Tyson Fury versus Gano, I can't even find it on YouTube. I've Googled it. I've Googled it to try and find it on Google, where I can buy it on Google. I just want to pay a one-off fee to watch that fight. I don't want to sign up to a subscription model. I just want to pay a one-off fee. And I can't find the fight. It's probably out there somewhere. You have to, if you look high and low, you will find it eventually, but you shouldn't have to. It should be on YouTube. It probably should be on Amazon's streaming service. And maybe it's on Frank Warren TV as well, and maybe it's on Danzin and stuff. I don't know. But it needs to be more easily accessible to the masses. Because a lot of people are interested. I imagine a lot of people are interested in watching that fight, because Tyson Fury's had a hard fight there, and it'd be interesting to watch. Whereas Tyson Fury's previous fight to that against Chisora, I've watched that, and that was pretty boring. It's one-sided. Tyson Fury in control the whole time. So I want to watch this Gano fight. If anyone in the comments wants to tell me where I can actually watch it without subscribing for a one-off fee, please do put in the comments, because I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the full fight, not just the highlights. Alright, so there's some thoughts on boxing. I've got loads of ideas for boxing, but there's some good thoughts. It'd be much better, like I say, to have the big fight on first, rather than have it at the end where you don't know what time it's going to be, because you don't know how the undercard fights are going to go. Stupid. Put it on first. That's the fight everyone wants to see. Start the show with a bang. You know what I mean? Anyway, those are my thoughts. So, yeah. I'll see you later. And like I say, if you know where I can watch the fight, put it in the comments. Yeah, put a link in the comments. All right. See you later.